Taylor, Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor podcast. Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor, Devon Taylor podcast.
Freedom of speech, right? I got something to say. And I'm not holding my tongue for nobody, and I'm not scared. I'm going to say this one time and one time only. And I hope everybody reposts this video. I was going to make a bigger video to represent my culture, but I'm going to just say it while I'm in the car. To all those content creators, to generalize it, because there's a lot, the Hispanic community that do content and have a big platform, why are you not speaking about the subject about what's going on with ICE? I feel like y'all always stay quiet. Why? I get it if it was a subject where you could get canceled and you ain't trying to lose your income or your revenue, whatever, that's cool. But you're not going to get canceled over this topic, man. I really dislike how y'all be making all these skits and stereotypical stuff and talking about how we grew up. That's cool. I love it. But I dislike how y'all bring our culture to TikTok, social media, basically any platform. But when it's down to stuff that's really happening with La Raza, with our culture, y'all don't have nothing to say. Why? Speak up. Speak up. And just because you're not going through it doesn't mean that you can't say something about it. I'm a small content creator, I can say that. I don't have a big platform. I used to speak about the subject when they had kids in cages. That's unfair, bro. And what's unfair that's going on right now too is that people out here that are not criminals, it's unfair that they've been trying to work on their documents to become a citizen. And when they pull up to the court, they like, hey, come here. Let me get that. Take the paper. Oh, we got to go. And now they're in their deportation, wondering if they're going to be back home or back home to the kids. They don't know. It's unfair, bro. It's like somebody coming to your crib that you pay for, the taxes you pay for, the TV you pay for, all the furniture, the bed you sleep on, and they be like, you know what, this my crib now. This me right here. Go about your day. Nah, that's not fair. And now I'm going to switch it up in Spanish, and I'm going to say this to all my culture, para toda la raza. ¿Pa qué tener miedo? No tengan miedo. Y estos son para todos los mamás, para todas las mamás, para todos los papás. Si sus hijos no son agradecidos, pues yo sí. Y a lo mejor hay otra gente también que está bien agradecida con ustedes. Ustedes vinieron a un país sin hablar inglés, sin saber el billete de los Estados Unidos, sin conocer a nadie. Algunos hasta vinieron nomás con la ropa que tienen a un país que no conoce nada. Echándole ganas todos los días. Sigan echándole ganas. No se queden encerrados. Como siempre decimos, tenemos la esencia de Dios. Sigan trabajando. Y no tengan miedo. Hay gente que se está yendo. ¿Por qué se van? Que si se puede aquí, se puede allá también. ¿Pero para qué? Sigan echándole ganas como siempre. Ustedes vinieron a un país sin saber nada, sin conocer a nadie. Como les digo, hay algunos hasta que nomás conocieron el puro coyote. Piénselo. ¿Para qué tener miedo? Los mexicanos nunca se rajan. ¿Para qué se rajan ahorita? ¿Para qué? Y otra cosa, todos los esos que están subiendo videos y poniendo que, oh, hay retén aquí, que hay retén allá. Se los agradezco y hay otra gente que también. Thank you. Pero hay algunos que ponen cosas que no son reales o que años ya han pasado, videos, para de subir algo que no es cierto. Andan asustando a la gente, andan asustando a la raza. ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué? Neta que quieren ustedes, imagínense, ustedes vivir con su hijo, con su hija, que le quiten su familia. No van a querer eso. Imagine somebody taking your family away from you. It wouldn't be fair, right? Please, if there's any kind of movement or any idea that we can do as a culture, let me know. I'll be down for whatever. I'm not finna hold my tongue for nobody. Freedom of speech. Y'all forget that. Talk. Say your opinion. I'm tired of hiding. We as a culture are really big. Y'all don't see also that our content creators are being bigger. Todos los que están en las redes sociales que somos hispanos, la comunidad hispana se está haciendo más grande todos los días. ¿Cuál es el número uno de toda la comida? De todo el mundo. La mejor comida, ¿cuál es? Mexican food. ¿Quién no les antoja unos tacos? No se olviden de dónde venimos, por favor. Nunca un mexicano se raja. Échenle ganas y con Dios por delante siempre. Y recen por toda esa familia que la verdad están pasando por lo que están pasando. Yo tengo una amiga que su papá está en eso ahorita, en deportación. No saben que si lo van a sacar o no. Por favor, recen por ella y por su familia. Y gracias por ver este video. Ojalá que vieron el video todo. Y échenle ganas. Con Dios por delante siempre.
California, I hope y'all ready to defend our blue state, because the way these politicians are salivating at the chance to turn it red is disgusting, and it's never been more clear. I don't know if y'all know this, but LA County had a lot of ice raids today. I think this is like the first time LA's really been hit this hard, with people all over seeing it for the first time. They were snatching aunties, uncles, mamas, dads from elementary graduation, Home Depot parking lots. And I think they detained the president of the LA Union, something like that. Not only just that, but all of our politicians are acting super weird. I, for one, usually don't have no problem with Daddy Newsom. But he's been going on this weird run where he's really been teetering the line between red and blue. Name dropping, conservative talking heads, having Dr. Phil on his podcast. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing they need to be worried about is getting these communities that were affected by the LA fires back up and running expeditiously, and the Olympics. Also, I thought we were a sanctuary state, a sanctuary city. Y'all love the immigrants when they can get you some votes and can help with agriculture and get our fruits and veggies up and running. Y'all need to be protecting them. Not to mention KTLA soft launched their conservative era. I saw what y'all tweeted a month ago. That was not no fucking accident. Anyways, we all need to be paying attention and being vigilant. I know y'all not gonna let Dago outdo us. Nobody's coming to save us, y'all. Okay, we need to pay attention to what's going on in our politics and our community and be ready to fight for.
Like, he just keeps getting shot. And he just doesn't care. He just keeps getting shot, doesn't care at all. Dude's been hit at least like 9-10 times. They're shooting him with less than lethal pellets. They still hurt like a mother.
What we are witnessing in LA right now is literally history in the making. Incredibly chaotic, but resistance was never meant to be smooth. It's supposed to be messy. It's raw, It's real and it is extremely powerful. There are brave souls, people like this gentleman, who are literally putting their bodies in the line, risking an injury, and standing between us and the system that is here to silence us. For every single ICE agent out there, there is more of us and there is more of him. And you see that because they're getting outnumbered at these protests. That's when they're calling for help. That's when they're sending out these smoke bombs, because they are outnumbered. There's more people who believe in justice, more people who believe in freedom, and more people who believe in peace. And I want you to see this video and realize that we are not alone. We are not outnumbered. This is what an allyship looks like. This is what love in action looks like. Not showing up for clout, not showing up for the content, but just showing up. So for every single person who is watching these LA protests and getting scared, I need you to look closer and see that we are not alone.
I am devastated to report that while ICE has still not rendered a decision on the stay filed on Wednesday, June 4th, 2025, my father was chained and deported today. He just called us from Guatemala. We never expected this. In fact, last night we filed for his case to be reviewed in the federal court in Texas where he was being held. My brothers, my cousins, and friends, and I, all United States citizens and 2028 voters, beg President Trump to bring him back. He was denied due process when ICE chose to ignore the deferred action which he was granted in December of 2024 with the finding that his U visa application was found to be bona fide. My father's application was so strong that the bona fide process, which can take up to 5 years, only took 6 months to be processed and completed. Now we face the deportation of my mother, who also has deferred action. We need the help of the president to show the Hispanic American community, the largest minority group in the US, that he stands by us. That he's deporting criminals, not deporting people who are not criminals. The US government can parole our father back and prevent the deportation of our mother. Please show us that we matter to you and to our country. Bring our father back. Don't deport our mother. Please bring our father back just like Abrego Garcia was brought back. The difference is that my father is not facing criminal charges. ICE in El Paso knew that my father had filed documents in federal court in Texas to try to stay his deportation, yet he was told that ICE was not made aware of the federal court filing. Just as we proved that our lawyer had spoken to the Orlando ICE officer when she lied about the May 15, 2025 conversation, we can prove that on Friday afternoon, copies of the federal court filings were emailed to ICE in El Paso to the only email they make available. Bring our father back. Bringing him back can show that you are not deporting good people who have been here for decades and are an asset to this country.
This is probably my last video down here in downtown LA. I'm gonna leave before things get too wicked. I don't have any like high-level masks or anything to protect me from the tear gas. I can already feel my throat getting a little fucked up just from the residual smoke that's in the air. I just want to remind you guys, they've declared what we're doing unlawful. Meanwhile, ICE is going into homes and businesses and stealing people. It's not a like, oh, let's send these people home thing. They're sending these people to detention centers. They're arresting these people as if they've done something wrong. A majority of these people being people that went through the legal process, that tried to become citizens and got denied, and then are being thrown in jail like criminals. I know you guys can hear the helicopter. It's flying so fucking low down to the ground. Like, I know for a fact that's some intimidation shit. If you're in LA, if you're close to the protests and you're thinking about coming out and showing your support, please do. We need y'all to show up and be safe. We need that. I'll be out here again tomorrow, kind of seeing what's up. Hopefully things get a little bit better.
Moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA. Oh! You just shut the fuck up. You okay? I'm good.
Hey guys, so I was not going to do an episode this week, but of course I feel compelled to, with what's going on with the iceraids and what's going on with just society. I cannot believe it right now, where we are in a world where people have to worry about having certain papers in order to be treated humanely. And the main reason why I feel called to speak on this is because of the specific video I just played. What is going on? Why would that cop shoot her like that? Miss Lauren, I don't know how to say her last name, Tamale, to Smalley or something like that. I hope she is okay. That is terrible. She is a journalist just reporting the news. I'm not sure if he was confused or if something was going on that it doesn't even make any sense. It's pretty painted clear as day. This man turned to her and shot a rubber bullet at her leg. It just makes me question what's going on with our world. Why are we like this? Why are we treating each other with so much hatred? So, if you don't know what's going on, currently there are iceraids going on all over the country, in certain parts of California now. I've heard there have been iceraids in other states like Texas. I can't think of them right now. Minnesota, just other states all over the country. And it's a lot of uproar because these raids are not specifically targeting criminals or like the worst of the worst. They're going after anyone who's illegal. People that are, illegally here and just trying to find, a living. But they're also going after illegals who are currently in the process of trying to figure out their situation. They have been meeting them at their court dates, and I guess it's been like a setup situation where when they meet them at the court, basically when they get there, the court basically tells them that their meeting has been canceled. And so as they're leaving, ICE is meeting them at the front door and then taking them into buses or, van type transportations and shipping them off to detention sites, which to me is like mind-blowing that this could be happening, merely because like these people are actively trying to seek and figure out their status. And I've heard a lot of people or seen a lot of comments where people will say, well, you got all the time, why haven't you done it yet? Yeah, why haven't you done it? And honestly, the process seems so much simpler than it is. And everyone's case is different. Not every case is exactly the same. They don't treat every immigrant the same way, if you get what I'm saying. And they're not saying, like if you're from Mexico, versus if you're from Australia, like you're going through the same process. And that's why you're not seeing a lot of these immigrants be, of a certain ethnicity. And I hate to say it, but that's kind of what's happening if you just kind of look at the news and see who's being deported, see who's being targeted, see who's being mad at their court cases, see what kind of women, what kind of demographic is being shown through, not just media, but in every outlet that you can imagine that has eyes on this. So with that being said, there's been like a target, and like I said, they're not just going after people who are criminals or who have a background or who have just done anything that's been noted or documented. They're going after anyone who's illegal. And so that feels scary for a lot of people, and naturally, because they're doing that, there is an uproar in LA, which to me, it all seems like it's for a bigger plot plan, reason, rhyme. There's something deeper going on. But what I really wanted to get on here and say is, although all of this is going on, I just wanted to remind us, just try to stay as centered as possible, because it's wild. I'm in shock with what I'm seeing with the amount of hatred and bigotry, and as I'm gonna keep it real, as a black man, I've seen a good amount of racism in my life, and I've dealt with it on multiple occasions and have found myself, I guess, in a place of really just trying to navigate that for myself, because that, it does, especially as a child, it does something to your brain that, as you become older, it becomes really hard to deal with. And to see at least what I'm interpreting as a sense of racism towards a certain group or a certain type of person just feels so dystopian to experience and to see. And so naturally, I have to speak up. I have to show these videos. I have to create this space, because what are we doing? What's going on? Why is this our world right now? So I guess if I can have a voice, the only thing I would be saying is, if you're out there protesting, do it peacefully, protect yourself, protect your mind, protect your body. I showed that video of, Miss Lauren being hit because, I just want people to be mindful. It's getting to a point where it just seems like so the people with the guns in their hands don't seem to care who you are when it comes time for them to react in certain ways. And so I just wish Miss Lauren had a little bit more distance between her and the angry officer, because that, to me, and what I saw, was so uncalled for, but just shows the mindset of what we're dealing with sometimes with this. I don't know. It's just, I just had to say this. Be careful out there. Protect yourself, protect your body. Make sure that you guys are really keeping an account for anyone that, you're around, or, if you're going out in groups, really stay tight. When it starts to get crazy, please go home, you guys. I know we're fighting for, I know you guys are fighting for a certain cause, but I just don't want anyone to be in a situation to, the worst case scenario, lose their life in something that is just so evil. In my mind, this just all feels evil. That's the best way to describe it. So protect yourself, protect your mind, protect your people, protect what's right. And just be safe out there. I just really felt called to say this and bring awareness. If you guys don't know what's going on, this is truly a remarkable time in history. But like always, if you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts on what's going on, what we can, I don't know, maybe do to help the situation, because I'm all for the protest. I'm just not all for these cops, agents, whatever, secret agents, taking out their agendas on innocent people. And because we're standing up for immigrants all across the world, which I believe is an asinine idea that there would be people that don't stand with them, especially when a lot of these people are not criminals. Like, what the hell is going on? Where in the right mind, where is privilege come in so strong that we cannot see past our own ass when we are in situations like this? Like, what is wrong with people? If you believe that immigrants shouldn't be here in America, like, please keep scrolling. Don't stop on this video. Don't even stop in my space. I don't want to be associated. That is, sorry. I have to get that out because I don't know what we're thinking as people sometimes when we could say, like, I'm better than you and you shouldn't be here. Like, it just gag me. But anywho, let's get it. If you like this comment, please like and subscribe. But I'd also like to hear what you guys think. If you guys are seeing what's going on, and if you have any thoughts on what we can do to combat this and do it in a peaceful way, do it in a safe way for both sides, for everyone, for anyone. We're all human. We all deserve love. We all deserve to be heard, and we all deserve to have peace. So let's find a way to do this peacefully where no more people have to get hurt. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Until next time. Shine, brain like a deep space star. Stay true to yourself, don't quit.